Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, football fans. Today is Championship Sunday. What I call the last real great day for the NFL fan. The reason why I said it is because the Super Bowl is so much of an event that it brings all the fair weather fans one time a year. You know, who's flipping the coin? Who's singing the national anthem? Who's saying God Bless America? The halftime show. Like I said, the NFL, give them credit. They have made that league into a multi-billion dollar business. They make more money than Major League Baseball and the NBA combined. Baseball was once America's pastime. Well, it still is. But football is America's present and future time. Anyway, let's talk about these games today. First up, 3 o'clock game on CBS. The AFC Championship game. The defending champion Kansas City Chiefs are going into Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Mahomes won his first playoff road game last week and looked good doing it. Doing it in Buffalo. Against a Ravens team and a quarterback, Lamar Jackson, who has a lot to prove. The one advantage, and then by the way, today's quarterback matchup in the AFC is by far the better quarterback matchup of these two games. Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. There's no doubt about that. And it's not demeaning to the other game, but let's just call a spade a spade. Even though I'm going to be more into the other game. Well, Lamar Jackson is 2-3 in playoff games. He finally won a home playoff game last week. And for that first half last week, Lamar Jackson didn't look good. And if he wants to beat this team today, he has to play 2 halves of football. Kansas City's more defensive team this year, but I still think Baltimore has the better defense. I think Baltimore has the all-around better team. I think they have better receivers. I think their running game in general is about even though Kansas City has a better back, and we know Kansas City has the better quarterback. Not against Lamar Jackson. But he's been to 3 Super Bowls and won 2 of them. Today's Jackson's first championship game. I honestly think Baltimore's going to win this game because they are the better team. But you better not rule out Mahomes and KC. And you give Andy Reid a chance to prepare 2 weeks for a football game with that crew, they usually do very well. Now the question is this Andy Reid's last go-around? A lot of people hinting that he may retire. We'll see. As for today, I am taking the Ravens. I think it's their time. I think they do have the better team, but it's going to be close. I'm taking the Ravens 23-20. I suppose if Casey had any other quarterback, Baltimore would win him by a lot more. But Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. So it will be close. Now, can Kansas City win this? Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, if Lamar Jackson does not play 2 good halves today, that could spell trouble for the Rays. But I'm taking the Ravens 23-20. Next game. The NFC Championship game on Fox. The Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy versus Jared Goff. Now this quarterback matchup is definitely not as sexy as the first one, but very intriguing nonetheless. Brock Purdy has become the first quarterback since Mark Sanchez to take his team to a conference championship in his first 2 years. That's a hell of an accomplishment, especially since this guy was Mr. Irrelevant. So this is actually more impressive than what Mark Sanchez did. I'm not taking anything away from Mark Sanchez, but they just traded out to get Mark Sanchez in the first round, I believe, if I remember right. Brock Purdy's Mr. Irrelevant. And you got Jared Goff, who was thrown away in LA for Matthew Stafford and has found new and abundant life in Detroit. And since Dan Campbell's been there, Jared Goff has become a better quarterback. This is going to be a game where it's going to be decided in the trenches. Niners have a real good defense, but you can make the argument that Lions have the best offensive line in the game. And for the Lions, if they don't get to Brock Purdy, that secondary gives up a lot of big plays. And you know what? So does the 49ers secondary. I wouldn't say not as many as Detroit, but they do give a lot of big plays. And Detroit has been able to run the ball against anybody this year. Anyone. And that Niner defense is pretty good. And if the Lions could run the ball on it, I was going to open up things for Jared Goff. And it goes the same thing for Brock Purdy. If the Lions cannot stop that running game, which they've been doing all year, they stop the run, then it'll be a good day for Brock Purdy. If not, if they make the game won by Brock Purdy, the Lions can win this game. I know the Niners are a favorite. And they probably do have all the overall better team. I think they've been, the second half of the year, the overall best team in the NFC. I mean, they destroyed Dallas. They destroyed Philadelphia. They haven't played the Lions this year yet, though. And the Lions are coming out strong. And a lot of people are calling this Lions team a Cinderella team. No, I wouldn't. I am not calling this Lions team a Cinderella team. Because we knew in the beginning of the year the Lions had a good team. And the Lions knew they had a good team. So to call this a Cinderella story, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that route at all. But let's face it, the Lions have become America's team in this playoff. I mean, unless you are a Niner fan, a Chief fan, or a Raven fan, the rest of the country's pretty much rooting for the Lions, and I certainly am. My two favorite players growing up was Lawrence Taylor of the Giants, Billy Sims of the Lions. This is going to be a good game too. Now traditionally, usually one of these conference games ends up being a blowout. Hopefully not. But we're going to have a good, exciting game today. And the Lions have the advantage at quarterback. Not against Brock Purdy, but let's be honest. Goff has been to the Super Bowl, and he's had more success, and he's got more experience. Which is why I give the advantage to Kansas City. And I'm telling you right now, I'm very biased. I am going to be rooting very very, very hard for the Lions today, and they can win this game. They have a head coach that instills a lot of confidence in this team, and they've been playing like it. Now, granted, getting through Tampa Bay and the Rams was not exactly the hardest path to get to this game. I get it. But you can only play who you play. Last week, the Niners got away with playing a bad game. And they won. Because that's what good teams do. They find a way to win. If they play like that against this team, they're going to lose. But I think they learned their lesson last week. I think Kyle Shanahan learned his lesson. And I expect the 49ers to come out and play a much better game. I'll be rooting hard for the Lions. I want the Lions to win. But I think the 49ers have been the best team in the conference all year, and I'm picking them to win, unfortunately. Call it 28-24 San Francisco. And the good thing about these two matchups today, these four teams did not play each other this year. So this is no revenge game, which makes these games a little bit extra fun. So I'm going with Ravens, 49ers Super Bowl. Now, if I had it my way, I want the Lions Super Bowl. If I had it my way, I would have the Lions and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I want to see the Lions knock off the defending champions. And remember, these teams also kicked off the year this year on Monday Night Football, where the Lions won at KC. Listen, I didn't even take a Lions-Ravens game. But I see 49ers-Ravens. Now, how psyched are the Lions fans in Detroit? They are having a watch party at Ford Field. Inside. Where they're selling, I think it's like for $5 or $10 in the lower bowl. Where they're going to watch the game on the big screen. They sold it out. They sold it out. I think about 25,000 people are going to be there. That's amazing. So, go Lions, but I see the 49ers winning. Like, subscribe, comment down below. We'll talk to you later.